Hey, what's up, guys? Today we are trying Sun Drop Soda. Now, this is a smaller brand of soda. It's not as popular as Mountain Dew or even Mellow Yellow, but it is in competition with those two drinks. Coca-Cola owns Mellow Yellow, Pepsi owns Mountain Dew, and Keurig Dr. Pepper owns Sun Drop. So it's a lemon lime and orange refreshing beverage drink. So this soda has a bit of mystique around it as to its whole origins and everything. I looked on Wikipedia. It has some pieces here and there, but it's very jumbled and scrambled, and trying to figure out the history looking at the Wikipedia page is going to be rather upsetting. But I got it all laid out for you, so strap in. In 1928, there was a guy by the name of Charles Lazier, and he was a beverage concentrate salesman. He one day was driving around in the family car in Missouri. Some people have said it's St. Louis, Missouri, right here. But, anyways, he was driving around and he came up with a formula that would wind up being Sundrop. He scribbled it down and he passed this formula off to his son, who was a lab technician in the labs where they did work on sodas, him and Charles Lazier. Now, 2 years later in 1930, Charles's son, after working in the lab, he perfected the formula, and that's when they started selling the soda rather regionally. It wasn't a big thing, it was just kind of like a soft release just in some parts of the southern United States. It maintained a small but steady fan base, and it kept growing. And at this time, Sundrop was going by a rather different name. At one time, it was going by the name of Golden Girl Cola, and another time it was going by Sundrop Golden Cola. So years go by, and after keeping it regional for so long, in 1949, Charles Lazier decided to release Sundrop Soda officially and launch it. Yeah, he took it and then he just launched it right into the river. No, haha. So after 1949, in 1951, he put this on display in Washington, D.C. at I want to get this right, the American Bottlers of Carbonated Beverages Conference. So that was in 1951, and that's when it was officially debuted into the whole country worldwide. That was its big deal. Hoorah. 19 years later, in 1970, Crush Soda winds up buying Sundrop. Now, this helped Sundrop actually get far more larger and more known nationally than it ever could have before. And it was in the late 70s. I'm not too big on my NASCAR history, but in the 70s is when Dale Earnhardt, the NASCAR driver, became the spokesperson for Sundrop. In 1980, Crush Soda was bought by Procter Gamble, so Sundrop went with that. In 1985, a brand new flavor of Sundrop was released, which was cherry lemon. And then also Diet Sundrop was reformulated to, instead of having saccharin for its artificial sweetener, it was replaced with aspartame, which was all the rage back then, apparently. In 1989, Sundrop was sold to Cadbury Schweppes, and in 2002, there was a caffeine-free version of Sundrop released. And then in 2008, there was a demerger happening between Cadbury and Schweppes, where Cadbury went one direction, Schweppes went the other, and Schweppes turned into Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. We go a few years more, and now it's Keurig, Dr. Pepper, 7-Up Group conglomerate. And that's where this comes from now. So that is your big history about Sundrop Soda. And this is a made with real sugar version. So definitely going to be a great tasting soda, I hope. It's been quite a while since I've had Sundrop Soda. I want to say at least like 10 years. So anyways, let's dive on in to Sundrop. Yep, Tastes or smells much like its competitors, Mountain Dew, Mellow Yellow. Smells just like it, but here we go. Sun Drop. Mm. It's very subtle. It doesn't have a big bite like you would expect Mountain Dew to have. It definitely has all the taste there, but it's very subtle. Mm. It has more of an earthy taste. Like it there's something about this that is really off-putting, and it's reminding me a lot of the real sugar Dr. Pepper that I did get in the bottle too. I don't know, maybe something's up with how Dr. Pepper makes real sugar stuff in glass bottles. It always kind of throws me off. Because I remember Sundrop with just the high fructose corn syrup tasting awesome. But something about this is, it's different. It's not bad. It just kind of has a wateriness to it. It isn't impacting me as much as was expecting it to. Yeah, it kind of has a crazy aftertaste where it's almost somewhat bitter. It goes in sweet, and you get all the notes that you would expect: a lemon, lime, and an orange, and Mountain Dew, mellow yellow kind of deal. But it falls through very quickly. The flavor doesn't stay too long, and after the flavor kind of drops, you get a subtle bitterness along with a sweetness at the end, and it's very off-putting. Man, that is such a downer. I would feel like if I just got the regular Sun Drop with the high fructose corn syrup, I would have had a better experience. I'm gonna have to flag one down now because this one it's very off-putting. Like it's there when it first hits your tongue, you get an awareness of how great Sun Drop can be, but then just this formula in particular really doesn't do it justice. It still tastes very refreshing, has a nice tangy grip with the lemon lime, especially the lime. You taste a lot of lime in there. But yeah, just this variant with the real sugar in the bottle, there's just something off with it. Much like I said before, the Dr. Pepper with real sugar in the bottle. There's something wrong with that one too, and I absolutely love Dr. Pepper. So I don't know what it is. Keurig Dr. Pepper, get your crap together when it comes to real sugar glass bottle drinks because there is something wrong with them. If I were to rate this on a scale from 1 to 10, mm, I'd have to give it a 6 out of 10 because that bitterness is there, and I know how great Sundrop can be, and this is not a good representation of what Sundrop is. Because I always have much better memories than what this is giving me in the past and knowing what it did taste like. So, yeah, this version is a 6 out of 10. But hey, we at least got a history lesson out of it, so there's that. But definitely try it. High fructose corn syrup style, as you could find in a lot of places. I found this at a specialty store because I thought, oh, real sugar in the bottle, it's going to be so much better. But sometimes it surprisingly isn't. Don't know why. But yeah, that is it for this cheat day review. Thank you guys for watching. And always remember that it is okay to cheat every once in a while. And I will see you next time for another big historical soda review or whatever else I want to do in the very near future. Tomorrow, perhaps. Much like every day. So, alright, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.